So we watched
Wicker Man, The Wicker Man.
The Wicker Man, the 2006 edition.
Remake of the classic British horror movie from the 1970s.
Yeah.
Playing off like fears of satanic cults and shit.
Yeah, and this features the wonderful Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. It's a Nicolas Cage vehicle. And boy, he hams it up during this one, huh?
Yeah, so we went into this and I was worried that it's going to be scary because it was labeled horror. And so I was like freaking out about it because I hate scary movies. And so I was
what
like...
What other movie were you worried about being scary?
Troll 2.
Troll 2, oh my god. Oh my god, is this going to be scary? I'm like, there's no conceivable way it's
And so I was like really worried that it was going to be scary, but it was like less scary than like Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo had more suspense and more, you were more like involved with these characters than you were with a fucking animated turtle than you were with the characters in this movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so this movie starts off with like one of the most insane things ever.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage is a motorcycle cop on the highway in California.
Yeah, the
and
Pacific Coastal Highway or whatever.
This little girl throws a doll out the window and Nicolas Cage picks it up and then pulls the mom over, and while she's pulled over, the car is hit by a tractor trailer that
and just, like bursts into flames.
It's out of control, and he's trying to break into the car and it explodes.
But he just has to watch him like burn to death, and there's this little girl in the back.
Watching a little girl just like being immolated.
But the graphics are so bad. The fire is like the fakest fire you've ever seen.
It looks like a video game from like '97, like that kind of fire, yeah.
Pretty much.
But anyways, we get to see this scene like 7 more times throughout the movie because he keeps flashing back to it. Like, oh, I could have done more to save these people. So this causes him to go on some like leave of absence from
he's like emotionally
the
scarred
police force. He's like sitting in his dank apartment with all those windows drawn and stuff, and just like wallowing in self-pity.
So this lady cop shows up, and she's like, oh, I've really been missing you at work, and it was a really awkward interaction, but she was like, but we got this letter.
Yeah, this letter for you.
And the letter, it turns out it's from his ex-fiance.
His ex-fiance.
Who, what was her, like, lore? Did she say that her daughter was missing in the note?
Her lore? Yeah, she talked about getting with some other dude and had a daughter, and her daughter's missing.
Yeah.
And she wants Nicolas Cage to come to the island that she
lives on now.
Yeah, she like moved to this island off the coast of Oregon where this strange commune lives.
They're cult-like.
Cult-like commune on this island that he finds the address. He finds the address to this island, like where it's at, from the honey making website that they have.
Yes.
Like the bee website that they have.
So he like hitches a ride on this like private plane.
He's compelled to. He's a cop at heart. He's compelled to go to this island to solve the mystery of this missing girl under mysterious circumstances. So he goes up there, hitches a ride up to Oregon or whatever, and then bribes this guy with like a small like prop plane to give him a flight over to the island. The guy's like, no, I'm not gonna take you. Like this is how I make my living. I'm not gonna drop some stranger off on their island and be like, here.
Yeah, because like what this guy on the plane is doing, like, hold on. Right. So the economy of this island runs solely off of honey exports.
They have beehives out the ass.
Yeah, so that's what this dude is doing. He's like going to pick up like his weekly whatever of honey so he can sell it so these people can live on this like weird island.
So he's their connection to the mainland. Nicolas Cage is like, how about if my friend Mr. Benjamin Franklin and Ulysses Sam Grant get together and convince you to take me over to this island? The guy's like, okay.
Yeah, so anyway,
when he gets to the island, he runs into people just milling about like close to the beach, I guess. They don't really know what they're doing. And he confronts this older woman and is like asking her questions. She's acting real cagey and like real weird. Like real weird. And then there's these two guys with this burlap sack.
And it's like riding back and forth too. It's like something's like dying
bloody?
Inside.
Understandably, he's like, what's in the sack? And they're like, why don't you take a look? And then, so he takes a look and like recoils in horror. But the movie
never tell you what it is.
The movie never tells you what it is. Anyways.
That was stupid.
So
he like walks up to this inn because he needs a place to stay.
Right. Automatically he's not welcome on this island. Everyone's acting weird.
Because it's like a commune. You can't just show up and be like, what's up, you guys?
He's an outsider. and he's like barging into their shit. So he goes to the local like inn tavern place,
or whatever. And it's all women.
All women.
And so you're like, what is this about? And then there's like this real sassy lady who's like the head of the inn.
Kathy Bates, the one who looks like a lesbian gym teacher.
It's not actually Kathy Bates.
She looks like a lesbian gym teacher. Yeah, she owns the tavern or whatever, and is like, he's like, can I have a room to stay in? And she's like, giving him shit about it.
Yeah.
And then
then he's like immediately like getting down to business.
Yeah,
they're like getting this argument. And he pulls this picture out that he has this little girl. And he's like, have any of you seen this girl?
Well, first of all.
And he's like yelling. And everyone's just like quietly like sipping their beer. Like,
first of all,
man.
not beer. This is the craziest part. She's like, as you know, right after she acquiesces, you know, she gives him a room. He's like, you got anything to drink on this island? And she's like, well, mead is one of the treasures of our island. Yeah. And she pours in a glass of mead.
And I'm like, is this like a Viking?
Well, she's like chugging, and then he pulls the stunt with the picture, and he's like banging his cup on the counter, and is like, listen up.
Everyone's like,
I'm gonna want to talk to every single person here, is what he says. Okay, and then like, this is where,
who do you think you are?
This is where Kathy Bates makes the point of like, you're a California state policeman. Yeah. We're in Oregon, bro. Like,
it's Washington.
Washington, bro.
Yeah.
Even farther away.
So he's like abusing his like authority.
Is it Washington?
It is Washington.
Wow. Same shit, right? Same state.
Whatever.
It's the same thing. Anyways, they're like, you have no jurisdiction here, which he doesn't. Which he really doesn't, but he keeps...
He's like, don't stand in my way.
Oh, he's like wielding his authority, like, just waving his cop dick all around the island. Then he gets to this, like, old-fashioned 1850s
like
red schoolhouse.
No, it's like an Amish schoolhouse.
Yeah.
For real.
It's like Little House on the Prairie, like clapboard.
All these little girls with like 2 braids, and they're all like blonde, and they're being taught by Jackie Sharp from House of Cards, which was so weird to me.
He looks like a pale wax figure of Jackie Sharp in this movie. But anyways, when he walks in there,
losing his shit.
When he walks in, they're like
screaming at these little girls.
They're like, what are they saying? Like, what are men good for or something?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's some like anti-men rhetoric that she's teaching him. And he's like, that's a terrible thing to teach children. And she's, basically fuck herself. So yes, he asked if this little girl was part of this schoolhouse, good investigative work.
Yeah.
And so she's like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And
so he starts passing around the picture, and all the little girls like, we
don't know. Oh, we don't know who she is.
And he's like, let me see the class roster. And
pulls out the roster.
And her name is
goes to the day before, and her name is there, just lightly scratched out with pencil.
Yeah.
And he calls all the little girls, you little liars, and is like in their face and screaming at them and shit.
And so Jackie Sharp is like, we need to take this outside.
So they go outside
and she's like, you need to talk to Sister Summer Isle.
Sister Summer Isle. How many times did they say her name in the middle of this movie?
Like 1,000,000 times.
Like, what a weird name to say.
Sister Summer Isle.
Why, it couldn't be Sister, like, Sister
Smith. It
could
could have just been Summer.
Sister Summer. All the other women were named after flowers, right? Like,
yeah, except for Lily Sobieski, Helen Hunt, or Panda Bear, whichever you prefer.
Panda Bear. She has raccoon makeup. Yeah, again.
So you can call her Panda Bear.
She has like sunken eye sockets. Like
Panda Bear her name is Sister Honey.
He's bombing around the place and he's Lily Sobieski. She's like, I need you to take me with you, and like, I don't even know what her deal is.
Neither. I have no idea like what her role was.
She could have easily been cut out of this movie and wouldn't have any
And she's like one of like the top billed like actors.
She's in it a lot, but she's not doing anything.
Helen Hunt, what are you doing here?
Little Helen Hunt. We got Helen Hunt and Kathy Bates in this movie.
Yeah.
Should have been great.
It should have been great.
So eventually he meets up with Sister Summer Isle, who's played by
Ellen
Burstyn from The Exorcist
and Requiem
for a Dream. So he's asking her if she's seen the girl, and she's being real cagey and not giving him any information at all.
Everyone's like talking like so like cryptically. I don't know, but eventually he meets up with his ex-fiance.
Oh, that's right.
She's like, I'm so glad you came.
Another raccoon-faced woman.
Yeah, and so he like tries to stay like hot on the trail.
Oh yeah, she's like, and then she reveals.
Oh yeah, she's like, oh, she was our daughter. Like I was pregnant when I left you.
Not just was it like it wasn't. I met some guy after we got and I had a child.
Yeah.
And you care about the child because you care about me. No longer. No, it's his child.
Like, it's our baby.
But anyways,
So we get to like near the end, and there's a procession happening like through the woods.
Oh yeah, everybody's dressed in like Mardi Gras sort of.
But somebody's in a bear suit, like legit like bear skin.
It was Sister Honey Beach or whatever, Sister Oak Tree.
Yeah, and so he like pummels her to the ground,
well,
knocks her unconscious.
He's fed up with their shit. He's had enough, and he's gonna get answers. The way he gets answers is by booger hooking.
Suit.
He booger hooks Sister Beach Nut in the face and like knocks her out. He literally punches a woman in the face, steals her enormous bear costume,
and he puts it on,
and joins the procession to go to the reaping or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, and so it turns out he. Like, all this comes together. It's like the problem that they're facing is that like the honey production is down, which means that they can't make enough money to like live on this island.
Oh, and they're all crazy pagans, it turns out.
Yeah,
and
they're like neo-pagans.
In this procession, they're all wearing like animal masks. Girls there.
He realizes that it's going to be like a human sacrifice is what they're doing. They're going like all Aztec on this.
They strapped her to like a tree or whatever,
and they're about to like light it up.
Yeah.
And then, so he's like, reveals that it's him in the bear suit. He's like, no!
Runs up to where the girl is tied up and booger hooks another woman, just punches her in the face. She goes down and he kidnaps the girl. I guess, unkidnaps the girl, I don't know, and is running around the island with her.
And then the tables are turned!
Oh, yeah.
He finds out that like they're gonna sacrifice him. This was
it was all
this
elaborate.
Whole thing was
he's cornered in a field by like the entire village. They're all there like sizing him up, like you know, like sauntering towards him like jauntily, like
really
what's up, bro?
Creepy and stuff.
And it turns out that this whole everything that's happened so far, the letter, him even meeting the ex-wife,
the whole thing,
falling in love with her, it was all planned by this community to get him to the island at such a date, so that he could be sacrificed in a giant, enormous wicker statue.
Yeah.
So the woman, it's like a 10-year plan from this village. Like if he falls in love with this woman, she leaves him, goes to a weird island, he's compelled to follow her, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and so anyway, they like put him up in this Wicker Man.
Well, and we watched the theatrical release.
Yeah, not the unrated version.
The unrated version, he gets hobbled, like his legs are broken, and then he has like a bee mask put over his face.
Like a helmet for him.
Right.
They like hook him up inside of it, because this thing is huge. It's like 30 feet tall.
Can we talk about how during that scene where they're all like closing in on him, he screams out, "You bitches!"
Yeah.
He's like, "Killing me won't bring back your goddamn honey, you bitches!" It's so funny. It's so funny the way he says that. He's like roped up to the top of this Wicker Man.
Yeah. And
they set it on fire.
Yeah, but the ironic part is that it's the little girl who we thought was going to be sacrificed that lights it. She's the one who like puts down like the
he's so creepy when she's walking up there. He's like, sweetie, don't do that, honey. Blah, blah, blah. He doesn't even know this girl.
I know. This closes with Helen Hunt and some other girl.
6 months later.
6 months later, Helen Hunt and some other girl in
Seattle.
It's
the ex-wife.
Oh, and the ex-wife. So they're in Seattle at a bar, and they like meet up with James Franco.
And who's the other guy that's with him? Another famous guy. Anyway,
so it's like alluding to the fact that they're like hooking in more dudes to bring back and sacrifice.
This is the beginning of another 10-year cycle.
Yeah, and it's just crazy because they're all like homely on this island, like looking kind of like
they are. They're dressed like
Amish.
They're dressed like like Mennonites or something,
And anyway, so you see them at the Seattle bar, and they're all like going clubbing.
They're
Helen Hunt's hair is like straightened, and she's wearing like fancy makeup and stuff.
She's horned up.
She is.
She's announcing to the club that she's DTF. We need a honey sacrifice.
So problems with this movie.
That's the name of my new band, Honey Sacrifice.
Honey Sacrifice.
Problems with this movie? Everything?
Okay, so firstly is that it was not scary at all. You could see the moments that were supposed to be suspenseful. Like, you should have felt suspense, but you're like, I don't feel anything for this.
No, there's nothing going on.
But some points were laughable, so it had that going.
I think this movie is worth watching as a bad movie, just for the last 20 minutes or so, where Paige really starts freaking out.
Yeah, so...
go watch it. Wicker Man's classic. We don't need to tell these people, it's a classic. Alright, that's the end of the video.